Hey, everybody. Welcome to Open the Gates. I'm your host, Matt Burke. And on tonight's show, we're going to have Timothy Lee Olson. He's going to be talking about his book, Melvin. So if you guys could give a warm welcome to Tim. How's it going, man? How you been?
Hey, what's up? I'm
What's
doing
up?
fantastic. Yeah, I am excited to be here.
Oh, hell yeah, man. It's a blast to have you on.
Through the magic of the interwebs.
Yeah, the interwebbings.
The interwebings, yes.
How's everything going, man? How's the campaign going?
Well, so far up to 84%. Within 17 days. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah. 42 days left, I believe.
For sure, man. How's the weather out where you're at right now?
In Idaho, it's hot, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably hotter than over here. It's not really even that hot over here, man. It's pretty nice.
Where
can't
are you
really
at?
complain. I'm in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles?
So, yeah, LA County.
Good old LA.
Yeah, no shit. Good old fucking Sodom and Gomorrah, dude. Basically.
Yeah, I know. I've heard the stories.
Yeah, it's just you can't even believe the shit that goes on over here. It's just kind of hard to get out sometimes.
Yeah. Portland. I used to love going to Portland. No, I don't.
Oh, right.
And at this point, I pretty much consider myself a Washington refugee. Yes, there's no point in going back to Washington. You know, they've ruined that place, and that's the place I grew up in.
There's a couple other cats that say the same thing too. I think in our space as well, that are just like, fuck this place. And like feel the same way basically you do, man. That sucks. Yeah, man.
Yep. I shall never see Golden Age comics again.
Right. Yep. Well, how have you been, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. What else have you been up to other than working on Melvin? Have you been doing any other stuff?
I've been promoting, trying to get the books ready. That's pretty much all I've been really doing with my time.
That's
cool. And work, you know.
Yeah, work's it's a necessary evil, man. Especially if you want to make your funny books and keep them funding and
I haven't made that fuck you money yet.
Nah, I mean
the Eric July money.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but you know, hopefully you could keep making the books you want to make. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Even if you got to keep grinding at your day job, you know. And I think one thing that a good thing about the day job, it keeps your head on the rail and head to the dirt. You know what I mean? Puts things in perspective and gives you a good outlook and you know, the way that you see the world at hand.
Oh yeah. You don't want to lose touch with the common people.
So I've been on a few streams with you. I've interacted with you a few times. I've known you probably for a couple of years now. But for our viewers that do not know who you are, maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself, brother.
I am the writer and creator of Melvin, and I've been at it for 3 years so far. Really kind of having to be one of those people from the CG slums or whatever you call it that have to grind their way through anything. But I think people are beginning to catch on. People told me that Melvin's come a long way.
Yeah, I remember you showed me the character. I just thought he looked fucking awesome. He reminded me of He-Man and fucking Rambo, sort of a little bit.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
A little bit of Doc Savage, a little bit of Hulk,
Conan,
a little bit of Conan too. Cole, just a lot of cool stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, John Carter. I mean, Edgar Rice Burroughs was a huge influence.
John Carter. I forgot all about him.
I tried to bring back that flavor that the Image Comics kind of had in the 90s. That people seem to. I don't know. They just seem to having much respect for it. But like when you're a kid at that time period and you see that, you know, that guy just doesn't have a big gun. He has a huge gun, you know. You know, the Violator, you know, punched through some guy's head and is using him as a human shield or something like that. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, and they did things that Marvel and DC were scared to do. Like, I remember, was it Youngblood 10 where like Chapel decides he wants to be like Spawn so badly that he commits suicide right in front of him. So you actually see him. It's a 2-page spread of him blowing his brains out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Marvel and DC wouldn't do that stuff at all.
They were in up shit creek at the moment. Like the only thing they could do to get people to notice, they had to kill Superman, you know, and that became the largest selling comic book of all time. My understanding.
You have to admit, Doomsday did look pretty cool, though.
Oh, so that's my favorite Superman story. You know, that's why I like the Death of Superman. I like the Return. I like the 4 Supermen that came in. That shit was dope. And Doomsday is fucking awesome. I love Doomsday. He's a big influence on Butch Cleaver. Like all the bones that would come out of his face. Oh yeah. Like Butch in his primal form, when he reverts back to his bone cocoon and whatnot. I was always thinking of Doomsday, like with the eyebrow, like just the shit that they could do with the bones. Which is he's the only other character really that I could think of that really influenced me in that way. But
the Steel series was pretty good too. Steel
was dope. Last Son of Krypton, Cyborg Superman, fucking Superman coming back with the black suit and the mullet. It was all just fucking metal, dude. It was dope. And it was in the 90s, and it was that, and then it was Nightfall. They had to fucking break Batman's back.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Both happened, and that was my favorite Batman story. You know, and then I found, you know, and then Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan created it, and there's so many other people working on that. And my wife, she got me like the 3 because 3 fucking thick graphic novels, the Nightfall arc. I loved it.
Did Joker ever make an appearance in Nightfall, or was he not?
Yeah, he's in there. I think he's got like a ponytail and shit. They're all in there, dude. It's just the whole arc of like Azrael coming in and creating all these different bat suits, and Dick Grayson becoming Batman. They're fighting for the cowl, and then Bruce Wayne like just fighting to come back. You know, it's very very inspiring story, man. I always wanted to see it like somewhat brought to life on the big screen, but we'll never get it. But yeah, man, not like the 90s, like was totally like, you know, go big or go home. You know, big pouches, big guns, you know, big boobs, big everything.
I don't understand why people hate on it so badly. It's like I know it had all these gimmicks, but come on. At the time, everyone thought those were freaking cool.
Every age has its limitations and has its you know, the things that it exceeds in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every fucking age does, dude. You know, you could pick out the good and the bad. But for me, I'm 90s is always gonna be my favorite era. You know, but I'm always gonna go back and dig into other stuff. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Speaking of which, we all remember the whole fad about Zero issues, right?
Yeah. I like Zero issues.
Well, I'm bringing it back, baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Melvin number 0 is actually in the campaign also.
Oh, yeah. I was going to do a 0 issue for my book, too, but I ended up just saying, you know what? Why don't I just make it like a second graphic novel? And it turned out that way. But yeah, 0 issues are cool, you know? It's always fun to see the origin. You know what I mean? I think for my next stuff, I'm gonna probably not do that, but but they're dope. I love them. Like when I got a bunch of those new 52 0 issues because they were going crazy with those. I like those a lot.
I had, I think, Youngblood 0, and I think I had Wildcats 0 at one time.
Yeah, those are always fun. You got a favorite metal band, Tim?
Favorite metal band? Oh man,
I know you're talking about one of them backstage, but
I'm mostly into like, you know, punk, like old school, the hardcore, all that. But I do like some metal. I'd have to say it's I've been listening to a lot of Pantera recently.
I've been seeing a lot of those live videos online. I'm like, damn, that looks, you know, he's doing good. He sounds good. He's running around barefoot, and it'd be kind of cool for them to even like maybe make a new album, but not under the Pantera name. Maybe like him and Zakk Wylde, and you know,
they'd have to call it like a Pantera tribute album or something.
Not even that. Like just write some new shit and then have like this, make it like the same genre or adjacent genre of metal. You know what I mean? Like a groove metal with fucking, you know, Phil and Zach and whoever else is with them. I think that would be pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
See where they would go. You know what I mean? Something heavier than fucking Down and Superjoint and Black Label Society. Something more groove oriented. You know.
I always liked Down better than Superjoint Ritual or.
Yeah. The vocals are way better, in my opinion. Just two different genres, but I always gravitate towards the singer the most. Like if they got a good hook, and I don't know.
Definitely.
Just depends. But I'm sorry. What
old school Metallica, maybe. I don't dog on the new stuff, but I mean, I do like Spit Out the Bone, which is a new song, or
I'll have to check that out.
Or Here Comes Revenge, but that's mainly because the videos are so cool.
I've been listening to Spotify a lot, man. I basically I got it on my TV, and I'll bump it on my TV, man, just loud as fuck when I'm washing dishes or whatnot. And there's just so many bands on there. At the moment, I haven't been able to really collect CDs like I wanted to, and there's a lot of bands like I've missed out on. So I'm like trying to go back and listen to all these fucking albums of different bands that I just missed out on, you know. And it's just crazy, man. Like I got a new car, and like my old car had a CD player in it, and the new cars, they don't put CDs, like they don't have CD players in them. It kind of sucks.
It does suck.
I kind of like putting in my album and just listening to it, you know. And now I got to fucking like put on the Bluetooth and look for a YouTube song or Spotify, and it's like I'm not paying for anything either. It's just like fuck that shit. But
right,
yeah, I you know, it's just times they are changing, man. They are changing.
Yep. Oh, I got a quite a decent size Misfits record collection.
Oh, vinyl or what?
Vinyl, yeah. I got a
vinyl's the best. I don't own any vinyl.
Actually, if you're gonna collect Misfits stuff, you might as well just have a vinyl record collection.
To be honest, I was never really that big a fan of the Misfits or Danzig. Some of his stuff though is pretty cool though. To be honest, like some of their stuff, but I was never really big into it, music wise. I mean, but he sounds cool. He sounds like Elvis. I mean, Evil Elvis or whatnot.
That's what they call him.
Yeah. And his comics look dope as fuck. Like a lot. They're actually there's a lot of his comics I want to pick up. The stuff he did with Bisley, dude. Even the Frazetta Death Dealer and Jaguar God. Those look pretty badass.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm a nerd. I like horror and I like sci-fi and whatnot. And they sing about all kinds of stuff like that. So I like every era of the Misfits, even the '90s Misfits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, he is a comic writer, so I guess I could kind of rub off on some of his thought processes, maybe if he's telling the stories right, for the lyrics. Right. Like for me, sorry, what were you saying?
He won't write a new Misfits album though.
Oh yeah.
So
he'll do another Sam Hain or something, or
nah. They'll get back together and do like Misfits shows here and there when he wants to, when he feels like it. So it's like, all right.
Right. The Danzig.
Yeah. Well, now it's like Danzig and Jerry have to equally make a decision. So
that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, if Jerry would love to make an album, but Danzig's like, nah.
Well, he's probably just kind of picking and choosing, you know.
Yeah.
He ain't
no spring chicken though. So.
Yeah, I remember when allegedly there was one time he was supposed to play Wolverine. I was like, damn, that motherfucker looks like Wolverine. Like you could literally draw him back in the day with the sideburns and shit and the cowboy hat. He kind of looked like he did look like Wolverine, and he's short and stuff.
Well, yeah. If you've seen Mother and he's standing next to the guitar, it's like he's a short dude.
Mother, yeah, they used to play that over here. We had we actually had metal stations back in the '90s. We had KNAC, and we had pirate radio back in the day. Yeah, man. Well, shoot, man. I actually, speaking of metal, I got your fucking campaign up right here. If you want, I could share it. Looks pretty fun.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, you should totally share it. It's probably the best campaign I've ever done so far to date.
Oh, for sure. 1 second. There we go. All right, here we go. Got Melvin. We got a trailer right here too. It's cool if I play it.
Yeah. Go ahead, play it. Play that shit.
Cool.
Had to add that part because it was like it was the original ending was link to the sign up page, which it's live now, so I didn't need the part. So there's the cover for Melvin Zero.
Oh, I like that, man.
Drawn by Rob Ewing.
He's got the it looks like he's got a sword back there in his hand.
Yeah. Look at the candle holders though.
Oh yeah, that's fucking metal, man. Just a bunch of guns.
Guns, and the other one's made of like spines and skulls, and yeah.
I'm really digging this artist right here. Yeah, man. Kind of like a lot of different influences in there. Kind of got a little bit of Eric Powell, a little bit of maybe George Perez.
Really?
A little bit of Mignola. Yeah, a lot of different stuff in there. So
the story behind Melvin Zero is like this is like way in the future after the first story arc. He's a hitman now. There's gonna be a story that's gonna explain that in the future. So anyway, he's on his way to this location, this bar, because that's where his target's gonna be. And while waiting, this bar wench is bothering him. So he tells the tale about how he became how he used to be a mercenary and how he became a mercenary.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this page, he kind of like he like, who the hell are you? And he looked over his shoulder, and the bar wench that was talking to him, she's moved on and starts talking to the target. He's like, oh, that's right. So he casually just kind of puts the gun together, and the other wench is like, what are you doing? What you do? He just turns around, and pops the guy right there. And
oh damn, pretty brutal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's there to kill the guy. He's like, oh, that's right. I'm supposed to kill this guy.
It looks like he's got a new armored suit up in this origin right here.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the flashback. He had kind of a different suit. This story will also explain how he got the shield that was put in a drawing that was actually 2 years prior to the first issue, so that's why he ended up with the shield in the comic books.
That's cool.
So he explains they after they found him almost dead, they ransacked his house and found a shield under the floorboards. There you go.
This is pretty awesome, man. And it's going to be in full color or black and white, this Zero issue?
It's going to be black and white.
Oh, that's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And so for people that don't know who Melvin is, do you think maybe you can
I could
little update basically?
Well, he's a mercenary. Of course, in that issue, he's a hitman. The first issue, he was a mercenary hired to save a princess from a dangerous cult. This cult kind of like is ravaged the universe. It's kind of like that cult from Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh, okay.
They just go from planet to planet, destroying everything.
Yeah.
Kind of
Underverse.
Yeah, the Underverse.
That movie's sick, bro.
I love that movie.
I love that's his best franchise. He needs to stop fucking around with his family.
The Fast and the Furious. I never really liked that one.
Get in there and start doing some fucking bounty hunting, dude. Like
Riddick.
Lobo. Yeah,
Riddick.
Exactly. Riddick.
Yeah. So he fights all these cultists and finds out that she pretty much could save herself because she got training from her friends who are children of royal guardsmen. So they'd kind of hang out in this little secret spot, and they teach her all their moves, and she learned all kinds of various things, and that's how she escaped the hidden city. So he's kind of annoyed with this already. So on the second issue, they're heading back to the hidden city when their ship kind of stops working and they crash. So in order to get the parts they need to save the town of Christia from the cult that's kind of taking control of it. And basically the cult's pretty much my take on the left.
Oh, okay.
Think about it. Like the second issue is like a bunch of guys in black hoods destroying an entire city. Mm-hmm. What does that sound like to you?
Yeah. Sounds like my neighborhood.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Wonderful. I say sarcastically. And then the third issue kind of like the second issue kind of hints that the cult leader kind of wants Alice for himself, even though his god Azarka, which is their deity, demands that she be sacrificed. Right? Okay. So, but he's decided he wants her for himself. So the third issue, it starts off with these bounty hunters he's hired to kind of, because his minions have failed to capture her, get her, kill Melvin, and then bring her to him.
Oh, nice.
So like the third issue is like a one long chase scene, and we find out that Melvin can regenerate because in one part of the issue he gets his head blown off.
Oh fuck, dude.
So she's like driving the ship and she's trying to talk to him, but of course his head's gone. So, and she's like she's out maneuvering the bounty hunters, and you see paneling back to Melvin, and his head's slowly growing back.
She's like, oh, trying to talk to his eyeball and shit.
No. She's focusing on driving. She thinks she thinks he's ignoring.
Like, well, asshole.
Yeah.
You asshole.
Yeah, she never sees his head grow back. So when they get back to the head, she's pissed that he was ignoring her.
He's like, whoa! What are you talking about? What did I miss, first of all?
Yeah.
So awesome,
yeah.
So you said the second issue is like a full chase, or is it the third one? I'm sorry.
It's the third one. The second issue, they crash near the town of Christgau, and they have to liberate it by kind of chasing out the cult. It had a really cool villain, Moldark. I wanted a villain just like Overkill.
Okay, from Spawn.
Yeah, but it was. I wanted to make it kind of a statement about how these left wingers they're tough with their mask on, but as soon as you take off their mask, then they're cowards.
Right.
So underneath Moldark's helmet, he's just like this soy looking coward underneath, and Melvin just stomps his head in.
Damn, dude.
So
that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So this right here, this is another character right here. This reptilian.
Well, that was an image I had. I just wanted to use that image, and then somebody suggested I use if I reach my goal, I can make it into a card.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And that's right there with his head growing back, probably. Right?
Yep, growing back. So, you find out his and of course, a New Hope. They got that as a tracking device that was put on their ship. So, yeah.
I like that. It reminds me of kind of like an 80s movie a little bit, or just like a movie, we have romance,
Yeah.
Thrills, action.
Of course, the guy on the left, that's her father. That's Alice's father, King Goodwinson. And the person on the left is Diana. Now, Diana was another person that was created out of that Sherwin alt cover from Melvin 1. That was, again, made 2 years prior to Melvin 1 actually being made. It's Jay Dalla.
What up, Jay Dalla?
So I had to create a character called Diana, because even though like it was a jacket that was on Alice and that wasn't her name, so I was like, okay, I'll create a character called Diana who's like Alice's best friend, and like kind of like the right hand person to the king or something,
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
You could always move stuff around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Yeah, the artwork for Melvin 3 is drawn by Sid Telis.
Some beautiful artwork. Even the cover, I was looking at it in black and white. Like, damn, that looks fucking dope in black and white.
And you won't believe who inked it and colored the cover. Inked the whole book and colored except for Rob's part.
Who inked it?
Rick Piper.
Oh, okay.
Canadian a guy who created Canadian Shield. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I remember him through Dillard. That's Dillard's homie too, right?
Yeah. Everybody loves Rick Piper.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Who are these dudes right here?
Oh, that's Zed and Odysseus. I wanted to do a kind of like Droids meets Adult Swim.
That's cool.
And I was thinking about these neighbors that hated us when I was growing up in Washington. They always gave us grief. Yeah. And I go, what if your brain got taken and their brain got taken and they got put in robot bodies, millions of light years away from Earth, and they're the only people that you could rely on. It's this neighbor you hated.
Yeah, that would that'd be funny.
So it's them stuck on, and Gray Aliens. They don't do anything there's no grand reason why they do anything.
Yeah,
they do things because they're bored.
Oh yeah.
So all these cow mutilations or kidnapping some redneck in the middle of nowhere. It's because they're bored. They just do shit.
Right. Some people, isn't it weird? Like some people just do fucked up shit like randomly. You know, like what's the motivation? It's like,
well, people
bored,
don't know if alien abductions are real. People always think, well, why did they do that? Are they studying us? Blah, blah. No, they're bored.
Yeah, they're it's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Let's see TV or whatever the fuck ain't on.
Let's fly over some human city and freak him out for no reason.
Right. That's cool, man. Like what I'm digging about your book is it's got like that John Carter vibe, like the old pulpy vibes too. It also has the 90s vibe thrown in there a little bit of Star Wars too, a little bit of Lobo,
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a gumbo.
Yeah. But it all fits too, It's a gumbo that tastes just right, I haven't read any of the books. I do plan on picking them up one day.
Oh yeah. There is a tier where you can get all three of them, or if you're adventurous, get all four of them.
Oh yeah, that's if I could, I would get all four. He looks like a fun character to draw too. He primarily uses a gun and a shield, right? When he's
gun and a shield. Yeah,
he doesn't have like a knife or a sword or nothing, right? Or a machete or anything. That
seems to be what Alice uses, because she And in Melvin too, she like chopped one of those hooded cultists in the pieces.
Oh, that's
cool, I tried to encourage that. I even had there's a scene where one of the cultists like kicks a baby like a football.
Yeah, that's funny.
I wanted to make them as evil as possible.
You got to, man. You got to have I talk about this a lot on the show. For me, eventually, maybe not on this book, but the next one I'm doing. I really want my villains to be vile. There's no redeeming quality about them. They're evil as fuck for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like Darth Vader. You know what I mean? At the most, you might like him a little bit, but Vader's fucking evil, dude. You know what I mean?
I mean, Vader actually was a little more sympathetic towards the end.
You're right. You're right.
You want somebody like
I want him even worse than that, though, dude. Where you don't basically the worst of the villain, the more heroic the hero. You know what I mean? It's really gonna define your hero if you're putting your hero through all the shit that this vile villain is putting the hero through. And I think it's gonna make for an awesome gumbo.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that yet. I didn't do it in my last book. I'm not doing it in my current book, but hopefully I will one day.
Yeah.
But a lot of my characters aren't like that.
You should kind of get this joke if you remember Clockwork Orange.
Oh, you know what? I've seen that movie a lot, but I didn't watch
first
it.
Panel right
there. I know that. I know this image from Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. So they were showing them happy images, sad images, and tasteful nudes.
He's like, no,
it's so tasteful, I can't take it.
There was this one book called Reticulous and the Abductables by this one cat. He was in Comicsgate, but he's not making books anymore. But
that's sad.
It was a really fucking good book, man. It just a lot of people didn't know about it. There's a lot of books that went under the radar over the past few years that a lot of people didn't get on. That should have been fucking big, dude. I've seen bigger campaigns where books weren't as good. Flat out.
That's sad though that there's so many of these ideas that didn't get kind of noticed.
Yeah. So we got this right here. That shit happens though, man. That's life.
That's Robo Rick in the second panel right there.
So is he like the one you're talking overkill a little bit?
No. This one was a joke we were making because I brought up Robo Rick.
Kind of like RoboCop a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
RoboCop, maybe a little bit of Iron Man.
They're pissed at them, so they throw him into the used probe room.
He looks cool though. He looks funny. This big old fat 5 o'clock shadow sticking out. Kind of chubby. Looks like a fun character to draw.
Yeah.
He's throwing him in there in the garbage.
The used probe room.
This looks like a fun book. This whole experience, it looks like a fun time, dude.
Now, this is a preview of the Melvin 3 book, main story. But if you go down there, I also showed examples of the page of some of the lettered pages. And
so Melvin 3 it's in black and white as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I again talk about that a lot on the show. I believe I'm doing all my next books in black and white as well. Just it's going to work out better for me, hopefully.
I think black and white's kind of catching on now.
Oh, it is. I was just I was on Instagram before the show started when I was eating supper, and one of my big influences, Eric Powell, the Goon creator, and he has 2 images of the Goon, one that's heavily like rendered and has ink wash and all that, and then he has the other one where it's just straight up line work. And I'm like, he's like, which one you guys want? If I could do A, I could do more comics. If I do B, it'll look more detailed, but I'm not going to put out as many comics. And I'm like, oh well, B looks fucking dope, dude. But do A, the line work. Let's give us some fucking funny books. Give us more books, you know.
Oh yeah, more content.
Because that dude, even his line work's pretty fucking sick, dude. And like his books, like when they're not too political, because he suffered from Trump derangement syndrome. That guy, one of my big influences. But he's fucking, yeah, he got kind of fucked up. Trump fucked him up. So some of his writing now is kind of skewed because of that. But once he poops all that out, dude, he's gonna get back to his like, you know, prohibition fucking horror. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I live in a house full of Democrats, so it's like I hear it every day.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
It's torture.
It's like, can you just keep your shit to yourself? Sometimes when
I don't,
you're on the house too, you know.
He's not president anymore. I don't care.
It's like, yeah.
God dang you! Like, move on already.
It's like, in reality, like, what the fuck are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, just worry about like your job and hanging out with the family. You know, at the end of the day, paying the bills, making some comics, going to the golf course or whatever people do. You know. Uh-oh. Got a little. Oh, okay. He's got a little jacket on right there.
Yep. Well, there was a page before that where he feels bad, so he's going to go and apologize because he was a little rude before he left. And there's some Alice and Diana had a fight, so there's like stuff smashed up and stuff. So he thinks something happened, like maybe she got kidnapped or something. And so he goes in guns drawn and finds out, oh no, she was taking a shower. But it worked for him because, you know, he got a little something, you know.
Yeah.
Here's the examples of the lettered pages. That's
cool. You can get in there and read a little bit. I think that's a great idea. You know, always have, if you can, on your campaign, some lettering, you know, some letters, so that way people know what they're getting into.
Well, after this Friday, we should have from 1 to 16 lettered, and it's just pretty much getting down to the home stretch, really.
Are you going to go with like a glossy paper, or are you going to do like a matte finish for your black and white?
Oh, that is a good question.
Because those mattes, they suck them up pretty good, unless you're doing like ink washes and whatnot.
The biggest thing I somebody told me is that the covers are too cardboardish. They don't feel like you know, when you get like a single issue, you know how that flimsy they were.
Yeah, I think yours would be. I mean, cardboard is pretty cool too. Like, I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, to each their own. But I think your shit would be cool. Like, I just see the fucking metal Melvin title with the bullet holes in it, like shiny fucking one day, you know. What is it? Or even metal covers, dude. Like holofoil and whatnot would really lend itself cool to your book.
Yeah, definitely.
Three with the metal cover would look dope. I mean, I mean, probably not don't do it right now, but it would look cool, nice and shiny.
Maybe I'll do like an anniversary edition where it's like with a metal cover.
I like just the colors. Like, imagine that just all like shiny, you know, all the like, you know, because this is kind of like what do we have up here? We got the green up at the top.
Oh yeah, it's like that. Metal. It's like that radar screen.
The radar would pop out. I'd have this embossed and that embossed too. If I had an infinite budget, you know.
Oh yeah, if I had that Eric July money.
And have him, and I'd have Melvin embossed too. All of Melvin, just popping at you. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Fun.
Yeah. Let me go back down to the bottom. Let's see where we're at.
And this whole issue is going to be dedicated to my friend Andy, who passed away this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the letterer for this book, but fate had a different.
Sorry to hear about that, man.
Oh yeah, it kind of took us all by surprise. I found out on Facebook because his sister posted something about it. So I was like, what? My response was like, what?
Yeah, unbelievable. It's just life can really just kick you in the balls sometimes, and then punch you in the stomach, and then hit you in the teeth too. You know,
taken out by COVID.
Oh man.
Yeah, he got through COVID the first time, but the second time not so lucky.
He liked Melvin.
He was the one that pretty much got helped get Melvin 2 complete. He did he kind of did a little re-edit on the cover. He gray toned the pages. He added a page of his own. Sid helped finish Melvin 2. So yeah, because Melvin 2 almost kind of like stalled out and died. So and he's like, no, we're getting this book done. So
that's good, man. Yeah. Well, at least now this one's dedicated to him, and you know, that's cool, man.
Yep.
Travis Verotic.
Yep. That is Danzig's comic book.
Oh, label. Okay. That's you say comic Bible?
Comic book label.
Verotic? Yeah.
Yep, publication. The thing where he makes
the Death Dealer, the one him and Bisley did. That's the first one I'm getting.
Is it word for word, or is it kind of his own interpretation?
Probably his own interpretation. I'm buying it just for the artwork, though. To be honest with you, for the most part.
Didn't Bisley do a Turtles miniseries called Body Count for Image Comics?
Yeah, he did with I think he did that with Kevin Eastman, though. No.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the cover is pretty dope.
Now, if you back my campaign and Rogue the American Dream, you get a free 6x9.
Oh, okay, there you go. But you got to back both the books, right?
Both campaigns.
That's the homage cover, right, from Wolverine fighting Captain America.
Yes, you've nailed it.
I got a big poster of that in my garage still. That's why I remember it always. Well,
yep.
Hopefully Wolverine wears the mask in the new movie. I heard Gambit's going to be in his full garb.
Oh yeah.
Deadpool 3. Art is done. All that is left is lettering and printing the book.
Yep.
You hear that, everybody? Hey, you want to check out some of the tiers real quick? We can go over those, Tim.
Yes. Let's totally do that. There was actually a little bit of I kind of weeded out all the ones that people didn't want and but you got the digital for $5.
Yeah.
You got the that's just pretty much just the digital copy of Melvin 3. You got Melvin 3, the physical copy for $10 plus shipping.
Nice.
And if you go down there, you get, and this was upon request, a digital of Melvin 1 and 2.
Can't go wrong with that. A lot of people are getting a lot of digital backers, dude.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I like making people happy. So when somebody says, "Hey, I want to," it's like, okay, I'll see what I can do.
Plus, I mean, like people over in like Australia and a lot of places are paying like $40 for shipping.
Oh, far out the ass for shipping, yeah.
Dude, we're in a recession and people need entertainment. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
And 3 people just they don't want to have the paper too. Sometimes they want it just on their whatever hard drive or discs or whatever.
And you get right here, $10 plus shipping is Melvin 0.
Nice.
Yep. Nice.
You're offering two new books on this campaign, huh?
Yeah, I wanted to sweeten the pot there. It's like, don't make me do it. I'll sweeten the deal here. This was again something I added upon request. Thank you, Gable. So this is called the Gable Penny Shot Special. So that's 3 and 0 physical copies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's smart. For the people that already have 1 and 2, they just pick that up.
Yep. Originally, it was the return of the combo pack, which was 1 and 2, but it was like no one, everyone wants the new stuff. Now this was made because at the time, Find My Comic didn't have add-on things, so I made a merch pack, and you get your choice of a digital, one digital choice of 0 through 3.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So you get a button, a sticker, spiral notebook, and a water bottle.
That spiral notebook's pretty cool. I actually, you could like be working on the next Melvin book in there, doing some Melvin fan art. I got these spiral notebooks from the I think it was a 99-cent store like a year ago, and within the book, it's half the page is lines and the other half is just blank paper. So you could draw like a picture of a character and then write down everything underneath it, you know. Perfect for like conceptual art design. I got 2 of them, man. I just picked them both up. They're like $1 each, and I've been using them for myself.
There you go.
Pretty cool. Then we have the trilogy right here so far.
Yep. Melvin 1 through 3. Yep.
Is that a Vic King cover number 2?
Yeah. Vic did a cover for Melvin 1. That was the original one. But in this case, Rob Ewing. That's a Rob Ewing alt cover for Melvin 1.
Oh, okay.
And Melvin 2 is a Vic King cover.
I'm about to say, look, yeah. No, all those covers look dope. I like that. So that cover right there, that's a new cover for number 1, right? Like a second printing or something like that.
Well, that's one of the alt covers.
Alternate covers. Yeah, I like that one. That's pretty badass.
You know, I figured Rob's doing 0. He might as well be represented twice.
So the quadruplet pack.
Yeah, that's Melvin 0 through 3.
Oh, okay. So you get like all 4 of them right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be the back cover for Melvin 0, but it's gonna be, of course, it's gonna be colored. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a naked chick in a bathtub full of blood. So crazy. Metal.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
And these are the inner back covers over here on the.
That's the back cover for Melvin 3.
Oh, okay.
That's you can cool. if you felt the need, you know, cut the back cover off, and you can make cards. And there's Melvin, Alice, and Moldark, and then on the bottom is a sketch card.
Oh, that's smart, and that kind of coincides with the thick cover that you were talking about, right?
I should probably do a thick cover for Melvin 3 if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be sketch cards, you have no option. At that point, I mean, you know what I mean? Because I'm just saying, with the sketch cards, you need that thick cover. You know what I mean?
That's
someone's going to take this to a slicer. You know, I just started doing trading sketch cards. It's just pretty fun, man. Yeah, 27 pages, man. This book looks fun. I'm really digging it, man. Yeah. Really digging it. Yeah.
84%. You know, so I mean, I think people are digging it too.
Yeah, 84%, 419, 18 backers. I think that's fucking solid, man. You're doing great on my comic. You're building up your brand with Melvin, you know?
Yeah.
He's, you know, I always thought he was a cool character. I really responded to him. I always thought, again, he always reminded me, you know, of fucking, you know, Rambo and you know, all the cool stuff that we were talking about, He-Man and a bunch of other cats.
There's not enough action in comics these days. There's too much talking around eating.
Too much talking, even in the good shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know. Like for me, I'm a real stickler for like for just like fight scenes. Like in a lot of comics, you'll see, like even in the mainstream, even some of my heroes, like you'll see like a dude will like be swinging to throw a punch, and then you'd see a motherfucker flying through a wall. It's like, no, I want to see the fight. I want to see the connect. I want to see, like, you know, I really like to see a lot of the action. You know.
Of course.
So that type of stuff's cool. But you hear that? Everybody watching right now, we're in the replay. Come back this book. He's got everything you could possibly want on it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's 84%, and he's only been going for like just over about 2.5 weeks or less. So come check it out, everybody.
Dopest book ever.
You hear it right there. Dopest book ever. Yeah, that's cool, man. Really looking forward to picking those up when I can. It's you know,
yeah.
Again, he looks like a cool character.
Yeah.
I was wondering, man, who are some of your, like, as far as like influences goes for writing, man? Like when you know.
Well, I like I said, Edgar Rice Burroughs. Ever since I picked up the Mars series, you know, Princess of Mars, Warlords of Mars. Just the idea of like being transported to a place that's nothing like Earth.
Right. What did you think of the John Carter movie?
That's what got me to pick up the book.
So you like the movie, right?
Yeah. Just everything about it was just like.
I mean, the movie was fucking dope. I only watched it one time. I was like, this shit's dope. I'm gonna go buy it. I can't wait to see it again. You know, and I'm gonna have to go back and like buy it. But that's one of the movies that they really dropped the ball on, like with the title. You know, Like if they called it John Carter of Mars or just Warlord of Mars or just anything with Mars, and I think it really would have sealed the deal a little more. You know, I actually like that movie more than pretty much most of the Star Wars movies, maybe all of them.
Well, it's just like if they had, you know, it's interesting when I read the book, they didn't really go by the book. They sort of did, but if they actually went by the book, it would be Disney's first rated R movie.
Hopefully they do that. I hear your boy Zach well, I don't hear it, but I'm pretty sure he's working on a John Carter book because he's got Kenneth Rutherford doing some artwork of John Carter for his new campaign.
Really?
So that should be pretty cool once it goes into public domain. Again, I'm just speculating, but he's always working on some cool shit.
Yeah.
I was wondering, man, you got a favorite movie or what?
Favorite movie? Oh, don't.
Just one. If you can't pick one, then you can pick three.
Okay. Gladiator, Gangs of New York.
Damn.
And
I get Gladiator a lot on the show. I get a lot of Gladiator on the show.
That scene where he's like, Gladiator, remove your helmet and tell me who you are, and he finally does, and he gets that whole speech of like, I am Maximus Decimus, the general of the Phoenix Legions, husband. Yes. And then like he's like a husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. And he's just like, dude,
that's cool.
That's the best speech ever.
And you said Gangs of New York. That's like it's not in my top three, but it's definitely one of my favorite movies.
Bill the Butcher was a villain. That was a
big influence on my whole. Believe it or not, that movie like influenced this fucking world and this character a lot. Yeah. With all the different lingo and all the different gangs in there, I was like, "Fuck, I want to make a world with a bunch of gangs." And
this is the Pope's new army, a couple of bitches and some ragtags.
Yeah. Get off your boat, or what is it? Go back to your boat with your Roman potpourri.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
This is the minority vote, you mug Irish bastard. Oh, that's a villain. That is a villain. And he had a strange like code of honor, though.
Yeah, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, he hated the Irish, but he had a lot of love and respect for the priest.
That movie, like, I wanted to see more. Like at the end, I was a little let down. I thought the ending was a little underwhelming. I wanted the war to look a little more epic, a little more fight choreography, a little more like decapitations and dismemberment, things like that. Also, in the beginning too, there was a lot of like kind of he filmed it like a fucking Batman Begins movie. Like there was a lot of chops and shaky cam. You know, I think U2 was playing. I really loved the priest. I liked him the most. He was my favorite. Then Bill.
Oh yeah.
Priest
Daniel Day-Lewis is the GOAT.
Yeah. That's definitely that one and Last Mohicans. But pretty much tied up as far as character wise.
Okay,
third. You did say a third movie. There was a third movie that.
Definitely John Carter of Mars.
Really? No shit.
Yeah.
That's in your top three, huh?
Yeah, it's in my top three.
That makes me want to go fucking watch John Carter of Mars because I only seen it one time.
Yeah.
And I just being like, damn, like, and it has an all-star cast with like Bryan Cranston, Willem Dafoe, fucking, and it kind of ruined his career because nobody went and watched it, but it was just a really dope movie. People have been talking about it a lot more too, a lot more.
Oh yeah, it definitely has a cult. It definitely has a cult following.
Oh yeah, dude. We know George Lucas fucking liked himself a little John Carter of Mars a little bit. You know what I mean? See, look at.
Yep, of course.
K-pop junkie loves John Carter Hill. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go check that out again. I just love too the artwork that fucking Frank Frazetta did. I had a book of Frank Frazetta's art. My homie Miguel let me borrow, and Carter was on the cover of the book, and I was just always like looking at that, like, man, one day I'm gonna learn how to paint. I'm gonna be painting shit like this, you know. Hopefully, God willing.
Yeah. Well, you know, nothing's stopping you.
You're right, but I mean, right now I'm just kind of I'm twiddling with some pencils and some ink right now, and one day, man. But I was wondering, as far as like pencils and inks, what's some of your process, dude? Like when you're writing your stories and whatnot. How do you go about that? Like, what do you do first? Do you go to script or story? How do you do that? You want to walk me through a bit?
I normally did because since I'm the writer and the creator, I do storyboards first because I'm usually listening to a lot of music. So I'm visualizing this in my head, and I'm doing the storyboards, but I was
told
you
draw the storyboards.
Yeah, and then I send it to the artist to say this, and then I break down each of the panels. This is what's happening in every panel.
Okay. Kind of like detailed notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I've also been told that I should also work on doing the scripts at the same time.
Yeah, that could help.
Avoid any confusion.
That could help when you're working with somebody. But as far as the dialogue goes, do you do that at the end, or do you do that while you're doing that at the same time?
I used to. Definitely with Melvin 1 and I think Melvin 2, which had to be kind of edited to kind of edit to make it a little better. Right. Melvin 2 is the first time I actually got an editor. Melvin 1 was kind of like a more of a run and gun situation.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get an editor too. My next book. You got to have an editor. You could look at something like fucking 1,000 times and you'll still miss it because your brain's trained to fucking overlook it. You know.
Yeah, you're biased if you're on stuff, and I need someone.
And you're biased. That's a whole totally different thing. You know.
Yeah.
And you need a proofer and an editor, just to get the spelling, you know, and the continuity too. That's another thing the editor could check out. This gun's in the right hand in this panel, and the next panel it's in the left hand. How the fuck did that happen? Obviously, you could say, yeah, he switched hands, but I don't know. Sometimes you really want to think about that shit. You know what I mean? Why did he switch his hand? Like, you know, I don't know. It's just
I didn't have an editor in the first one. I had a dialogue advisor.
That's cool. I didn't have nothing. I did everything myself, but going forward, I'm going to do, you know, hopefully get all that going myself hire somebody, you know. So you're doing the thumbnails yourself. That's cool. You're right.
I'm a very good artist. That's why I hire the artist. So I say, okay, this is what I have in mind. So,
right. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. I dig it. For me, I write the whole script and then I write dialogue in there and then I staple it together and then I do the thumbnails one at a time, one page at a time, sometimes 3 pages out, just because I always have the story cooking in my head. And there's certain lines in my story that I once said, like, I think that sound cool to me. I mean, they might sound stupid as fuck to somebody else, but for me, it sounds cool. Like, ooh, he's saying a funny little line there. Or there's a little quote or something's poetic and it's kind of artsy or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? It might sound cool in my head, but I'll have that written. I'll have that typed up, you know, but it's always amorphous. It's always unchained. So yeah, you do that. You, the dialogue comes last for you. You're saying probably, or towards somewhere in the middle, maybe.
Well, what I did Melvin 1, but now it's like I think starting around Melvin 3, I was working on the script at the same time as I was working on storyboards.
That's cool, dude. That's cool. And then right now, are you working on Melvin 4?
We went as far as a pencil of the cover.
Hell, Shadowhawk.
I definitely when I'll be taking care of some stuff after this campaign after I've gotten all the books out. So there's going to be a lot of projects coming down the pipe around.
No shit.
Yeah.
So you're working on multiple IPs right now.
Oh, multiple Melvin stories, maybe a little more expansion, maybe a little spin-off titles. I mean, there'll definitely be a Zed and Odysseus 1.
Well, that's cool. That's I mean, not with, how do I say it? Mike Mignola was saying, the creator of Hellboy, he was saying, oh, I want to draw Frankenstein, I want to draw this, and I want to draw that. What I usually would do is I draw Frankenstein, or I'm just giving an example. He didn't do this, but he would draw something he would want to draw, and then he put Hellboy in the background, you know, just to kind of, that way he's still keeping with his focus, you know. Yeah. So with you saying I'm doing Melvin, but I'm doing spin-off characters from that universe, that's pretty cool, dude. You know? Yeah. I'm kind of doing the same thing too, which is with my universe, it's like some of the things are hundreds of years or decades apart.
Oh, hey, Shadowhawk.
Yeah, boy, Shadowhawk. Got 5 people watching right now. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
But yeah, man, that's a cool process. So you are working on you're working on the scripts, is what I'm trying to say, for the next Melvin book, basically, right?
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of material, lots of material.
That's fun, huh? Are you getting a kick out of doing that, or what?
Oh, I love doing that.
You probably just go about your day and you see some like random shit, or you interact with like some random people or your buddies, and you're like, damn, I want to put that in the story, right?
Oh yeah, I always have. I have, like, if I can find any piece of paper, maybe like a paper bag, because I work at a grocery store, and like they got those small paper bags you can kind of fold up, and when I get an idea, I kind of like sketch the idea in my, because I'll forget this idea. This is such a good idea.
You work at a grocery store, huh?
Yep. So I
used to work at a grocery store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit sucks, dude.
It does. It does suck.
I had to get out. I was in there for about fucking 16 years, man. They took 14 years of my clocked in life, but I got out of that shit. But yeah, there's some you meet some funny people in there. You see some funny shit. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Like today,
sure.
I witnessed an old lady run over a grocery cart.
Yeah, people. The old Karens. They're funny.
And it's like, how does that lady hit a grocery cart and not hear something go thunk against their truck?
You ever heard of cart narcs?
No, I've never heard of cart narcs.
Check out Cart Narcs. It's a YouTube channel. It's a guy that goes around and fucks with people that do not put their cart away, and he really does that. He's been on like Jay Leno, or not Jay Leno, but I think Jimmy Fallon or some of those people at night, and he comes up, he fucks with people. He goes all over the U.S., dude, and I thought it was fake, but it's real.
he goes just to do that.
Just to do that. He's like, excuse me, what are you doing? Give me your cart. No, you didn't put it at the right spot. It's fucking hilarious. And then there's another one called Mobility Mary. She passed away, but there was a lady on a motorized scooter where she would just drive everywhere and expect people to move out of the way for her. And it's like dark humor, but it's kind of fucked up. But it's pretty funny.
It does sound kind of funny.
It's fucked up, but it's kind of funny. But Cart Narcs is yeah, check out Cart Narcs, the YouTube channel. It's pretty.
I'm gonna have to remember that. Yeah.
Crack open a beer, watch a couple of them, watch people fucking lose their shit.
I saw a footage of this old guy in a wheelchair get upset. There's a ladder in his way, and this like ladder goes like what? It was way high up. Yeah. So he gets mad and he pushes it over, and there's a guy on top of the ladder who falls and just. Dude, at that point, I don't care how crippled the guy is. You need to punch him one time. He tried to kill you.
Yeah. Maybe fall off the ladder and land on his head or
this
head or something.
This worker just like bam.
Yeah, that's bad, dude. That's bad. You got a favorite beer, dude? I was wondering. You don't drink or what?
Back in the day, it was because it was easier to go to when you went to a bar. It was easier just to say Bud.
Right. Yeah, give me a Bud. Yeah, right.
Yeah, Budweiser. Yeah. Now I don't want to even say those
things. Like, give me a Bud Light. No.
No. I ain't like that.
I'm just fucking with you.
Bud Light's the new joke beer.
Right. Yeah. Man, a lot of beers are just fucking. I don't know, man. They just suck. I'm drinking this fucking High Life right now. Not my favorite, but sometimes I'll just get that beer.
Coors got a real boost after that whole Bud Light debacle.
I bet,
Keystone.
Dude.
I see a lot of Keystone going through.
Natty Lights.
Yeah, anything but Bud Light. I asked a beer vendor, said, "Did Bud Light take a hit?" He goes, "Oh hell yeah, we can't get rid of this stuff."
Yeah, you can't fucking pay him to take it. Did you ever hear of a beer called Olympia?
Might have.
There's I don't know if it was like Washington or
I know there's we had Rainier.
Oh, Rainier. Oh, yeah. Dude, it's funny you say that. You ever watch a show on Netflix called? I don't got Netflix no more. I canceled after that fucking Cuties bullshit. But
oh, gross. Yeah, the movie was gross.
Yeah, fuck those motherfuckers. But they picked up Longmire. And that was a show from History Channel.
Yes, I watched every single episode.
I only drink Rainier. Yeah, he's like fucking proto Yellowstone. I started watching Yellowstone, but it was just like, I mean, I got to go back and give another chance. I love me some Kevin Costner's, but goddamn.
I'm thinking of what's like? He was like an announcer, and he was played by the guy who used to do the voice of Apu, and he used to Hank
Azaria.
Yeah, Hank Azaria, and he used to this guy would be wasted and he'd be like just inappropriate, not announcing the games.
Oh no, that's not Longmire. Longmire is a sheriff in Wyoming. He drives a Bronco. Rides a Bronco. He drinks Rainier, and he's a detective. So it's like a detective, fucking Western modern. It's a detective modern Western show in Wyoming. There's Native American fucking crime bosses. There's a reservation where a lot of fucked up shit happens. There on the reservation. There's a vigilante. And his buddy, his best friend, is Lou Diamond Phillips, the guy that played La Bamba.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Chavez from Young Guns.
That movie.
Love that guy.
That's a good Western right there.
Yeah, and he's in the show, dude. He owns a bar, and it's just it's a little hammy. It's a little cheeseball, but it's fucking dope, dude. Hard recommend.
Remember that part from Young Guns where he says, "Okay, I'm gonna put down my guns. I'm gonna go for it, but don't you let me pick it up."
Right?
You ready? And that guy's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Dave."
I love Westerns, dude. You know what I'm watching right now? I'm actually watching the Deadwood movie. I just finished finally.
Really?
It took me like a fucking year to watch Deadwood, man, just because I never have time, or I gotta wait for my kids to go to sleep, because Swear Engine is a fucking swear engine. Like, that guy just cusses like nonstop. I mean, I am too, but I don't want my kids hearing that shit. Right. So I gotta like watch it, and finally I got some time to carve out to watch that. I'm trying to watch that in Rome and The Sopranos.
Did you ever watch the Spartacus TV show series?
Oh, I watched part of that, dude. I remember, yeah.
I saw every single one of them. Yeah, I saw that.
I wanted to watch that. Yeah. I remember that cat was in a movie called Gabriel. I think he passed away, right? The actor that plays.
Yeah, they had to replace him with somebody else, but
yeah.
I had to complete the series. I just couldn't like.
He made a movie called Gabriel that I vaguely remember that was kind of cool, and it was like kind of like in that fallen angels genre, like Legion and The Prophecy, but it had a little more action in it, and it was called Gabriel. But yeah, check that out, man. I think it was pretty cool. So
I have to watch that too.
Hell yeah. Well, fuck, man. Thanks for coming. It's been about an hour or so.
Oh wow. Has it been an hour? That just flew by.
Just flew by like that, man. Come on over here, man. I'll talk your fucking ear off for an hour. But yeah, man, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Timothy Lee Olson, and you can find me on Facebook as Ols Max. Long story. It was my backup It was my backup profile, and then one day Facebook decides to nuke my main profile.
They do that sometimes. Those lizard people, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Thanks for coming, man. Everybody, thanks for watching. Always remember to be bold, be brave, and roll the bones to know your role. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.